Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to episode 11 of our SkyFactory 2.5 modded Minecraft Let's Play series. If you recall, last episode we set up this Enderman spawner and farmer. Since then, of course, I have had some other monsters spawning in there, as you can see right now. No big deal, he's just been hanging out there. But if you notice, we have got a absolute ton of stuff in here. And I've actually pulled some stuff out, some ender pearls and things. But what we're going to be doing today is building a big reactor. If you recall, that's been my plan, to kind of get a centralized power setup. So I did set up over here. This is basically a blizz powder automation. Of course, I got power running in through there, fed by an igneous extruder, water pumping through here, and it's going in and making these snowballs. I did have some, I already filled it up, but with 64 stacks of snowballs, it does make them really quickly. And then basically what I've been doing is just throwing in a stack of redstone blocks in here and letting it create blizz powder. And then over here, I've just got a basically a pulverizer that's making niter. It's breaking down sandstone to make niter, and then sand. The sand's getting pumped back into the crafter here, and then the crafter's feeding the sandstone into the pulverizer. That way we can kind of get some niter built up for our big reactor setup. So, and then if we run over here, if you noticed on Twitter and stuff, I did state that I was working on something and kind of linked a picture of this. It's very much a work in progress. It's basically just a shell right now. But we'll be getting more into that later on. But what this is actually, and this isn't going to be the permanent setup. I've just got this there for now. And I don't know, I've got mobs spawning in here for whatever reason. But this is going to be the kind of like our automation agriculture area, and I think we're going to build a few of these biodome type designs, just kind of floating out around this, and it's going to be set up with harvesters and fed, and the items taken out through tesseracts. So we'll have to make a few tesseracts, but that's not really going to be an issue with this pack. So but that's kind of what I'm thinking, is just having those like biodomes. I think I did miss the bottom block on there. I might just remove that though. But let me know what you think, if you like the idea or not. I mean, they still need to be kind of spruced up. I'm going to do some little bit of design around the edges and stuff, but that's just a very temporary setup. So, but let's go ahead and jump into our big reactors, because we do have a lot of stuff to cover if we want to get this set up today. Oh, I did start building up. Just a heads up. Well, I don't think I have it open for that area, but down here I do. If you notice, I've just got this area kind of set up for our bottom floor, or one of our bottom floors. This cobblestone's actually going to eventually be a roof. That's going to be the height of this floor, but I always leave a couple spaces, 3 spaces. That way we can run conduits and different things under the floor and not have to worry about putting covers on every single block and all that. So that way we kind of have like a little bit of a workspace that we can kind of freely move between, or move around in, So anyway, that's the main thing I got done. It was a lot of diamond wand building and everything. It did take a little bit of time and getting everything prepped for this episode and all. So over here I've actually got some graphite bars being crafted. I should probably throw more in there, because the build that we're going to be going for today does require a lot of graphite. because it's actually rather a large build. So the first thing we're going to want to jump into is making reactor casings. So these are just iron, graphite, and yellorium. And they do craft, what is it, 4 at a time, right? Yeah, 4 at a time. So I'm going to grab a bit of iron, a bit of yellorium. We'll start with 2 stacks of these, and we'll see how that, how that does us. And yeah, the design I'm going with is rather large. It was one I got from Reddit, so I'm not really the best at designing reactors, I don't think. But we'll just set it up, I think, just right down here. Let me see. Actually, I'll tell you what. We're actually going to make something really quick that will help us out with doing this. Actually, no, we don't need to do that. Scratch that. Because I'm just going to kind of build this right up along the wall here. Yeah, right here. And this isn't going to be the permanent spot for it necessarily. We may end up moving it, but for now, this will be where we're going to put it. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, let me move these torches here. I know it's very possible we're going to have mobs spawning, but yeah. Alright. And so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. That's like nowhere near the size that we're going to be needing. So we're going to need a lot more reactor casings. Tell you what, let me cut camera. I'll be back once I get all those together and whatnot really quickly. Or yeah, I'll be back once I get, a bunch of these. It's going to take a while, so yeah, I'll be back. Okay, welcome back. So when I decided to do this size reactor, I think I didn't take into account the amount of yellorium that I really needed. I've still got, I went over to, where we originally were set up at, and got all the yellorium from there and all the coal and everything. And I also had to craft a Java upgrade set of stuff to allow us to upgrade the Certus quartz chest, because it had gotten like really bad, full of just junk. But I did set up this area here. Basically, once we get this running, we'll end up moving it over, more over here, and automate it, once we have power and everything, with a planter and harvester, and then have it pumped through to a first a crafter to make the yellorite ore, then a pulverizer, and then a furnace. That way we can automate, yellorite ore to basically to keep this thing running. I did go ahead and craft most everything that we're going to need. I know I'm probably still going to need some more reactor casings and reactor glass and stuff, but this is a 15 by 15 by 7. The interior is 13 by 13 by 5. So, but that's the design I'm going to go with for this. And like I said, it is excessively expensive, mainly on the yellorium. I don't think I took into account really how much we were actually going to need for this. So, yeah, it's definitely been pretty expensive in that regard. The iron wasn't really an issue. The coal wasn't too much of an issue. I moved that barrel. I've set up a different barrel for coal right now, and I've got the thing just turning all of the coal we had into graphite. And then I went over there and I got all the coal from our original base and moved it over and got it turning. So right now I'm putting down reactor glass just so we can see inside. It's just 2 pieces of glass with a casing to craft that. And then the controller is just reactor casings, diamonds, yellorium, and redstone. Luckily we only needed 1 of these, so we'll just put that there in the middle. And like right now, if you notice, if I click on this, yeah, see, it's going to say it's not enough control rods. Of course, it's not complete, but if you're wondering what's wrong with it and why it won't form up into the multi-block, you can just right-click pretty much anywhere except for the controller. That's not going to do anything. But yeah, that way it'll let you know, what's missing and everything. So, all right, now for the fuel rod setup, all the way up, the way I'm going to do this is, let me actually count out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the center. So we're going to build it out like this, and we're going to leave, these 2 hollow, and then we're going to build that out like that. And we'll just take that all the way up. So, and I actually, when I was testing in the testing world, I don't believe, oh, it does, okay. For some reason in the test world, it wouldn't let me diamond 1 these. There we go. So we should have all of them placed now, all the way up. This center section we're going to fill with gelid cryothium in a minute. But, yeah, actually, okay. Yeah, so now we just have to start covering the liquid stuff. Let me run up here really, really quick, and I'll walk you through that. I will probably go off camera for that because it's gonna take a little while to get all that together. I should have been actually cooking that up right now. Let's see. Let's actually turn this off for right now, and this is already inputting, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do for this is to make our cryothium dust, or our jelly cryothium, we're gonna need blizz powder, niter, snowballs. I don't have enough inventory space, do I? No. Alright, so let me throw a little bit of this junk in here. Alright, and then we're also going to need redstone. So let me grab all this. We'll just do a stack for right now. And it's going to take 4 of these, if I recall correctly. Per bucket. So let's see, niter, blizz powder, and these are going to craft 2 at a time, so shouldn't be too bad. We should have enough of these resources to cover all of that, I should think. And what we're gonna do is just throw these in the magma crucible, and they're pretty quick to make. And then what we're gonna do actually is let's just craft a drum here. Actually 2 drums. Couple weighted pressure plates. Alright. And then what we can do is, do I have a fluid conduit? Where's my fluid conduit? Right here. Just throw that in there for right now. I just need 1 of these. We'll do put the output on the side for right now, and disable that. We'll just set up a drum here, and oops. Okay. The fluid we're going to auto extract. Why is it not working? Oh, you know what? Okay. I need to set it to fill. I forgot about that. And then we can just keep throwing this in there and filling up this barrel with our gelid cryothium. So let me see here. I always hate trying to mess with these because they don't want to. You kind of have to like toggle it off, toggle it on, toggle it off, toggle it on, and so on. Alright, and then yeah, and then we'll just keep crafting that. We'll need a bit of this due to the size and everything. So I'm going to get that together. I'm also going to craft up some more reactor glass. What am I doing? I don't need that. I need this. Because we are going to need some of that. The other thing, the other liquid that we're going to need, I'll show you how to craft that really, really quickly. And let me actually set up... Okay, I'm going to wait till that empties. But we're going to need liquid ender. We're not going to need quite as much of that, but we are still going to need a bit of it. That's one reason, you know, I wanted to get this ender pearl farm set up and everything. And we are probably going to use up most all of the ender pearls that we've gotten. But once this big reactor's set up, powering that auto spawner and everything is going to be a lot faster. So, I need to actually make some more bread as well. Okay. Empty that out. And we'll go ahead and start throwing ender pearls in there. And if you notice, we're starting to get resonant ender. Now what we're going to do is, let's just set up another drum. No, not that. Shoot. Crap. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Where's a bucket? Alright. Whoops. Yeah. I hate setting this up, kind of. Let's, extract. That's probably a bit better of a method to get rid of all the water. And go ahead, craft. Craft, 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 craft. Crap. Let me break this so it'll stop pumping water through that. Alright, what we'll do is we'll just actually move this for now. We put this up. These damn snowballs. Alright. Sorry about this. Stupid connecting to everything. Okay. Now we're good. So we'll set that up, set that to empty. So now we've got resonant ender. Like I said, we're not going to need as much of this, but we are still going to require quite a bit of it. So I'll get this all set up off camera, get all this stuff cooked down, and we'll be back once I, you know, get that and get the reactor glass and all that. It shouldn't take too long since I have all the materials. It's mainly just going to be switching this stuff out and everything. So I will be back. Okay, welcome back. I ended up changing it. I don't know why I set it there, you know, with the fluid transposer, because that just wasted, you know, a bunch of, I don't know, time and everything. I ended up just setting it up here and have the drums, you know, there. Just pump it out of the magma crucible. Like I said, I don't really know why I was doing that. But I ended up, yeah, I used up all the blizz. It is going to require, for this reactor, 240 gelid cryothium. I made a little bit extra, but not too much. And then resonant ender is going to require 80 buckets of that. I did make a bit of that too, extra, but that's not too big of an issue because we'll use that stuff later on. So, also, making all of that, we are just about out of redstone. So, just about. Yellorium's actually kind of caught back up a little bit. I realized, like I said earlier, I had to upgrade that Certus quartz because this thing was completely filled with Certus quartz. So, if you notice now, I've got 89 stacks, but I can hold 640, so that'll be alright. And then while all that was going on, I was down there with the watering can just doing as much Yellorium as I could, because I know we'll probably need some more to get everything built. And then on top of that, we'll need some to kind of get it started running. So we'll just throw this in the sag mill. We'll come back later. That's almost half a stack there. 30 ingots once it's processed. So and once we get this set up, hopefully I will, you know, between this episode and next, I'll get this farm here automated and hopefully expanded out, because we're starting to get essence a little bit quicker and everything, but of course we're also using it a lot faster because making those crops just tapped me out of essence, and I had stacks of it, you know. Anyway, to get this set up, it's actually going to be a pain, by the way, because if you're familiar with these liquids, the gelid cryothium, will freeze and it will do a bunch of damage, but it will, there it is, I'm trying to find my bucket. It's going to hurt you when you're in it, and then the ender will teleport you randomly. So it's going to be fun a lot of fun to build this out. So basically what we're going to want to do here is set the cryothium like that, 5 across, right next to the fuel rods there. And it's going to go out 3. So, let's see here. It's going to go all the way to the edge of the glass here. Like that. And then the ender is going to go on the very, very edge. Like that. And that's going to be the setup, and it's going to be that way on each of these. Now these intersections here, you know, where it's not connecting up, that's going to be just empty space. So we're not going to have to worry about that. Actually, I might make that reactor casing down the road. I don't really want to do it now because I think I'll have too much glass then. So I may end up changing that, you know, later on, but we'll see. Let's see here, actually. Kind of build this out. And it kind of sucks because I don't, you know, I don't want to stand in that stuff at all. Alright. But this is going to take a little while to do, as I'm sure you can tell. So I will be back in a minute once or, you know, in a few minutes here, once I finish this out. So, yeah, I'll be back. Okay, welcome back. I went ahead, built this up, and added the pieces that we're going to need. I left the top open for right now. We'll throw that on. It won't take but a second. So basically, you're going to have your controller, which is where we're going to access it once it's all set up. And by the way, see how the corners are kind of just running together like a big slush mess. I do want to put reactor casings on the corners, at least the visible corners, you know. But I don't know for sure if we have the resources yet. I mean, we could just do, you know, the resonant ender all the way around, but I don't have the ender pearls. I used about everything to make all that. Then I put 2 reactor power taps here. The reason I did that is because these ender energy conduits won't pull out enough power to just have one line. So I'll just have 2 of these set up. So we'll just export our power there. Over here, we have our input here for inputting yellorium into the reactor. The reason I did that is because, you know, the floor that I was talking about that's going to be like 3 high up above here, we're actually going to set up our yellorium farm up there, just because I feel like it's going to be out of place if I just stick it, you know, just right there or something. It's not gonna look right. I mean, I could deck it out and everything, make it look good, but I just as well put it up here to store it. So we'll just pump the yellorium in from right there. I have a couple of these reactor rednet ports. Now the way we're going to set these up is you can just take this output energy amount and drag it over here to the white line and then hit commit. And then on this one you're going to do the same thing, but instead you're going to use the change control rod insertion and commit it. So what that's going to do is it's going to tell it, you know, emit a signal based on how much energy is in this reactor, and based on that signal you're going to change the control rod insertion. So instead of making some elaborate automatic shut off or something, you can just do that. Put a couple pieces of rednet cable right there and link that up. And by the way, that rednet cable, if you're curious, it's just 6 plastic sheets and 3 redstone to make that, and you're going to get 8 of it. So, and then I have the output here. When you set that up, just make sure to hit outlet mode, because it's going to start automatically in inlet mode. And that's just to export any plutonium that we produce, and just export it out here for now until we get like an AE system and everything set up. Now, the last thing you want to do is on all these fuel rod lines, make sure and put a reactor control rod at the top of it. So I use 21 for this setup. So now the pieces, if you're curious to see, I can't spell. Cannot spell today. Of course, we already talked about the yellorium fuel rod. Those are actually pretty cheap. The reactor casings, we've covered those, and the reactor glass and all that. The controller, if you recall, is kind of expensive, but you just need one of those. Now these control rods, these actually sucked to make because they do require 4 casings, 3 graphite, yellorium, and redstone. So kind of expensive. That's part of the reason I'm just totally tapped out. Well, I've got a little bit yellorium now, but at the time I was tapped out on yellorium, so... the power taps are also a little bit expensive, but like I said, you just need 2. With 2 of them, you're going to pull all the power that you're producing out as long as you have space elsewhere. So, the access ports are just pistons, chests, and then 4 of these reactor casings. The red net ports are reactor casings, gold, and then those red net cables. So you'll have to make, one set if you want 2 of the red net ports. And now, just the finishing touches for this, we're just going to put, glass on the top. And I think, well, shoot. I'll end up, for now, it's probably not going to look that great because I don't have enough of certain things and all that. But I'll change it up, hopefully between this episode and next. And, you know what we could do? Make life a whole lot easier. Oh, good, I'm out. Alright, well, it's getting that for now. But yeah, I'll try to spruce it up a little bit, make it look a bit better and everything between this episode and next. I just don't really have the materials to do that right this second, so. Alright, if you notice, I'm getting snow build up on everything, so that's because of the gelid cryo, so it's gonna happen. Alright, I think I got a bit extra of these reactor casings. Yeah, okay. But if you notice, it formed a multi-block. Between this episode and next, I'll actually use some of these to change out these corners. But I know that's going to be, what, 20, 40, 60, 80 of them that I'm going to need. So, but I've got some on the top that I can switch out, so might have enough. But anyway, now that that's set up, we can open it up here. It's not running right now, so you're not going to see any information here. But I know it's a little bit overwhelming at first, but we'll get into that in just a second. But the first thing we're going to want to do to actually store our power, and what I want to do is make some vibrant capacitor banks. Now right now I'm probably, oh wow, was it always electrical steel? I could have swore it was vibrant alloy for that. Maybe not. But we're going to set up vibrant capacitor banks. And one really nice thing about these is that when you set these up, you are going to be able to charge your tools and stuff within the interface for it. And do it all through there instead of having to make a special... I'll tell you what, let me grab another stack. I know I'm about out of redstone, but instead of having to make like a special thing to charge up your tools and all that mess, you can just do it with the vibrant capacitor bank. So, alright, I'm just going to make some basic capacitors here. I'm not going to need all these right this second, but I am planning on expanding this between this episode and next and everything. So the next thing we're going to need is pulverized coal, which is not my favorite thing to have to get right now. I'm going to change this one here to a priority of -2, and I'm going to change this over to a priority of 10 for now. So that way we'll start actually making some pulverized coal, because we're definitely going to be needing quite a bit of it. Okay. So if you recall, to upgrade these, we're going to want that. We're going to want energetic alloy and then pulverized coal to get our double layer capacitors. And oh yeah, we're gonna need vibrant crystals. Eesh. Okay, and then we'll need a bit of glowstone, and let's just make 4 of these. No, 8. Okay, yeah, we'll make 2 vibrant capacitor banks for right now, because that's the amount of double layers that I've got. So not too expensive. I know I'm about out of ender pearls, so I'm not going to be able to do any more until they build back up, but put some of this stuff up really quick just to make some space here. And then we're going to need a couple of these vibrant crystals. They're not too bad. I can't recall if I ever made any on camera, but yeah. Man. There we go. And then emeralds in the middle. And now that we got those, we can set this up. I believe it's on the inside. Okay. And that's 2 of these vibrant capacitor banks. Now, one thing that I absolutely love about these is that when you put them together, they are going to form a multi-block. So we could put, it really doesn't even matter how many, and I don't believe they even have to be in a cuboid shape. They just have to connect, and then they're going to form a multi-block. So for now, we'll just set them up just like this, and then we'll run our ender energy conduits out like so. And if you notice how they normally stored 25,000 or 25 million, now they're storing 50 million RF. So and then anytime you want to charge something, you can just throw this in here and it's going to charge it at a very good rate, actually. So you know, it's definitely one of my favorite power storages prior to the draconic evolution stuff, because we'll be getting into that at some point. I need to automate netherrack, but you know, once we get that done, we'll be setting up those. So now really quickly, I don't know, it's running kind of slow all of a sudden. Let me make just a couple chests here. I don't know why I'm getting like lag all of a sudden. Okay, let me relaunch the game really quick and I will be right back. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, I restarted it and it's fine. I think I've just been on here for quite a while. So what we're going to want to do next is set our control rods, and we're going to set them to 70% inserted. So we'll have to do this for all of these, and what that's going to do is the farther or the less inserted that they are, the more radiation and stuff's going to build up in the see right here, change the control rod's insertion. Higher insertion slows the reaction rate. Lower reaction rates reduce heat, energy, radiation output, and fuel consumption. So if we put them in 70%, you know, it's going to get pretty good fuel efficiency while still generating quite a bit of power. Like I said, I got this design from Reddit as being a pretty efficient reactor. I'm not the best at designing reactors. So, I mean, I understand how they work and everything, but actually fine-tuning them and all that, I don't know if I just don't have the patience for it or what it is. But I'll include a link down below. I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head that that posted it, but I'll include a link down below to his post, and you know, if you want to pull up the link and everything, you can do that. And we're gonna just set a chest here to basically pull out our plutonium when it produces that. Set it to always active, set it to insert mode. We'll eventually change that up. We're not going to use a chest forever. And up here we're also going to set up a chest for now to basically insert our yellorium. So we're going to set this to always active extract and this to insert. Now the reactor's pretty well set up now, so we're just going to throw some yellorium in there just to get it started. Now I am probably going to disable this after this episode once I build up a little bit of power in the vibrant capacitor bank, just because right now I don't have the yellorium set up, you know, to be automated, and I don't have a ton of Yellorium to spend on it. But once those capacitor banks get filled, it's not really going to be too big of an issue on power for a little while. Mainly just charging my jetpack while I get all the wiring and stuff done and get this automated. So, but we'll set that up to start pulling in. So now it's pulling in. If you notice, there's actually Yellorium in there now. You can actually, if you look really close, you can see the rods filling and everything with that liquid Yellorium. So now we can see that the core fuel status is going up. So that's basically showing us how much fuel we have in there, you know, in the form of Yellorium. Now I've only got you know, about halfway full, so it's going to take about 6.5 stacks of Yellorium to fill this thing up, but it is going to run for a really long time with this, because once it's up and running, it's only going to be using about 0.018 millibuckets per tick. So, and it's going to be producing quite a bit of power. So your casing heat's going to show you how hot it's getting. You don't want to get it too hot, but with this setup, it's going to keep that at, like, I want to say like 270 or something Celsius. The core heat's kind of the same way. Now the casing heat, if you notice, the heat raises the energy output and coolant conversion. The core heat is fuel usage. The higher it goes up, the more fuel it's going to run through. And then you have just an energy buffer here. You can store 10 million RF. So, and you can see all this right here. It's going to show you your temperature for your core. So you want to keep that kind of low as best you can, because you don't want to burn up too much fuel. Your energy output per tick, then your rate at which your fuel is being burned up, and then reactivity, which the more radiation and stuff, you're gonna use less fuel, you know. But anyway, once we get that set up, we're gonna just hit activate reactor, and it's gonna start, you know. And as of right now, you notice we're getting quite a bit of power, and it's not even running at optimal levels just yet. So, and it's steadily going up, and see, we're generating now over 10,000 flux per tick. Once this is done, I believe it's going to be producing 18,000 RF per tick. And this millibuckets is actually going to go down as you know, our where is it, the fuel reactivity goes like changes. I don't know, I'm not the best at understanding all this. I just kind of know how it works, but you know, as far as setting one up, but yeah, see, it's steadily going up. It'll take a little while to get optimal levels with this, so that's why you don't really, ideally you don't want it turning on and off. That's why we have this set up to kind of just push down the fuel rods all the way when it starts getting full and everything. So, but yeah, if you notice, see, we've already generated like 15 million RF, and we can throw our jetpack in here, and just, it's going to charge up at a really, really good rate. It is, you know, draining some power, but that's not really an issue because it's already full. And then, you know, it's back to filling this up. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, this probably wasn't the best design to go with right out the gate, because it was really expensive on resources and stuff. So I've definitely dealt a huge blow to my my resources over here. Iron doesn't really matter. I have tons of iron, but redstone, we have 52. That's bad, actually. And Yellorium, we have 19. And yeah, that's the main things. Coal is actually coming out kind of positive right now, and then we're generating a bunch of pulverized coal right now. So, but yeah, anyway, I guess we're gonna end the episode there. I know it pretty sure, I haven't done all the editing and stuff, so I'm not entirely sure, but I think it ran a little bit long this episode, and I do apologize about that. I'm going to clean out these chests in between this episode and next. We're getting a few ender pearls, like 32. But once I get this plugged in, it's going to be running really hard and generating a lot of ender pearls. So I'll have to set up something to kind of sort through the items and not, you know, not just be throwing all that trash into there and everything. So, but between this episode and next, I'll get this moved up over there. I'll set it up with a harvester and a planter. I'm going to try to expand the farm. It is kind of expensive. I've been saving up all that Minicio for quite a while, but because just to give you an idea, just doing this episode and the prep work and everything took about like 6 hours of work just today, and then some yesterday. So it took a little while to get everything set up and done and everything. So, but yeah. So next episode, like I said, we're gonna be getting into liquid storage, and because now we have power that we can run all over the base, and that power is going to hold us over for quite a while. The next issue is liquid. I don't want like lava setups and water setups and stuff in every single room that needs it. I want just a centralized location over there that's going to store all of our water and lava and witch water and all that good stuff. So we'll be setting up. We're going to start setting up that next episode, and oh yeah, see, this is already about full. But we'll be doing that, and then hopefully between this episode and that, I will have the wiring and stuff done. It's just going to take a lot of you know, these item conduits, energy conduits, ender pearls, all that good stuff. So, but yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, please comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. It's very, very much appreciated. If you have any questions on big reactors, like I don't understand, you know, some of the ins and outs of it, but I can help you get it, you know, set up and everything. If you notice our energy buffer is getting full, and you notice our casing and our core heat's dropping, and if we go over here, you can see that our fuel rods are now 100% insulated. So basically, it's cutting down on the amount of fuel that we're burning through and whatnot. Our RF per tick is dropping really heavy, but that's okay because, you know, we don't actually need it at this point. But yeah, so until next episode, take care, and I will see you then.